Welcome to the Journey of Self. This is your coach Mehnaz Amjad, and in this particular series, my intention is to assist you with awareness and knowledge so that you find clarity and direction if you happen to be going through a difficult time. The title of our session today is This is actually in continuation to what I spoke in my last session, which was about the concept of control, specifically during a difficult or a challenging time. So our title today is What We Can and Can't Control. If you imagine yourself walking through a deserted lane and you're attacked by a wild animal, your immediate reaction to that will be the three classic reactions when we experience threat from the external environment, which is either you flight, meaning you run away or you run for your life, or you fight, where you combat the wild animal, or you just simply freeze. Regardless of these three methods, our brain and our mind is designed in such a way that anytime we experience or our brain kinds of sense that there is a threat from the external environment, in order to protect us, our entire body gets into a complete collaboration, and whichever way possible, we are protected and saved from the external threat. It could be through flight, it could be through fight, or by just numbing ourselves. Not necessarily we all respond to threats in the same way, but the three classic conditions is what we all fall under. Similarly, when we go through a difficult time or are facing crisis or hardships, we may enter the three same classic modes: flight, fight, or freeze. But even though they are a momentary way of protecting and safeguarding us, they do not really offer any possible solution. So one of the best ways to really understand the right method to cope with a difficult time, a sudden crisis, is to feed your subconscious mind with a technique. Now, why I say the subconscious mind is because our subconscious mind is 95% active, collecting data from the environment, and basis on which we are forming beliefs, decisions, mindsets, attitudes, etc., etc. And since most of us, not most, I should say rather all of us, are hardwired to negativity, that's how we have evolved as the human species. It is very easy for us during a difficult time to slip into a negative mindset or a negative thought process. Now, this is why, because all our subconscious minds, whoever we are hardwired to negativity. But if we really want to pull ourselves or do not really allow ourselves to fall into this deep stress mode, one of the best ways is to target the same subconscious mind and train it. Now, this takes efforts and it is a practice, because since we are all hardwired to negativity, if you suddenly face an issue or a crisis or a difficult time or a challenge, we will automatically behave in ways our subconscious mind is conditioned to. So using this technique, we are in a way teaching our brain, teaching our mind to put us in a more calmer position and way more in control. Now, this technique, there's no specific name to it, but one of the best ways of doing so or training our subconscious mind is to simply answer two very important questions. First, what is it that I can't control? We begin with the can't, something that we cannot do right now, because obviously, since most of us, all of us, are hardwired to negativity, this will be easier for us to list it down. Things that I can't control, followed by what can I control. So these two very important questions can actually help you not slip into a deep stress mode and even sometimes safeguard you from panic attacks or anxiety. Let me share an example with you here. A few weeks ago, I took my mother to the doctor because she has wolf Parkinson. So when I took my mother to the doctor and she was in fact diagnosed a year ago with Wolff Parkinson White syndrome, which is basically a condition. It's congenital, like it's by birth, and she has a bit of irregular heartbeat. So sometimes the fluctuation of BP and heartbeat is such that one can really get into a state of panic and stress. More than me, she gets into that. And I share this example wherein my sister also is a very, very similar to attitude and behavior in regards to my mother. So when she heard of this, she already has anxiety and she was very, very stressed out. Using this method, I actually counseled her, and therefore I'm sharing it here with you all. Even though perhaps her subconscious mind is not really hardwired to this methodology, which we should actually, but I taught her from my own experience. And the way it goes is, I asked her, while she was all in panic, extremely worried, just not able to understand, I said, relax, take a deep breath. And I asked her, tell me, what is it that you can't control in this given situation? Even though my sister was actually very stressed out, but she's an intelligent girl. And she said, yeah, we can't control the fluctuating heartbeat, going high, and doctors suggesting some procedures and all that stuff. I said, yes, make a list. We cannot enter our mother's organ, the heart, and control it. There are ways to do so. So we really need to first list down, and one of the best ways of doing so is to write, because writing helps cement our ideas into our brain. So when we write down, it brings in a lot of clarity and also is indirectly training our subconscious mind understand the conscious mind, which is not really understanding and pushing you into a panic mode. So when she really wrote down, what is it that she can't control? I asked her next to write, what is it that she can control? And in this, it was all about taking the right means, right medications, some precautions in food, diet, and some interesting breathing exercises, which actually brought in a very positive result. So friends, this is just a recent example from my life. But if you ever find yourself getting into a a stressful mode or a panic attack or feeling extremely anxious, try this method. But also understand one time try may not really fetch you very effective results, because this is a technique which is a practice which you need to do over a long period of time. And as you do so, it is indirectly training your subconscious mind to help you deal with such sudden crisis situations. It's just like any other breathing technique. When we every day learn how to breathe the right way or meditate, even for just 5 or 10 minutes a day, over a period of time, we build our resilience muscle. And when we really go through a difficult time, all these things come to rescue us. The most important thing, specifically in a stressful situation, is we need to keep our subconscious mind, which has the ability to go anywhere, making us feel miserable and in extreme stress and panic. So we really need to train that part of our brain, and that comes from practice. So try this method. The call to action is write or draw 2 columns. On the first column, write the title as, what is it that I can't control? And to the next, write, what can I control? And above that statement, the problem statement or whatever challenge or difficult time you're going through. Once you write that, make a list of what you can't control and what you can control. Looking at what you can't control, the best answer, in fact, is written in the title itself. Since you can't control it, the best thing to do or treat it is to just let it go. Now, to what you can control, take the right means and practice if it is asking you to practice certain things. For example, if I'm going through a difficult time, usually, and this is advice I gave to my sister as well, what I control is my own thought process. And I enter into a meditation state, or I practice some meditations or some deep breathing exercises to calm down my body. I ensure that regardless of the good healthy lifestyle, good food, diet, meditation, exercises, I'm still not finding myself out of the stress mode, then I seek help of my coach, my therapist. And I would suggest the same. But before you get there, identify what you can control and what you can't control. That's all for today, and I'll talk to you soon.